right, welcome. This is the first boxing this week, joined by Boxing Corner Casuals. It's exciting, it's good, it's new. Very, very excited. And obviously, this is a massive week to start it on as well. So, first of all, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Busy. A lot of fights. A lot to talk about. But yeah. No, I'm good, man.
And we've got a lot to talk about. So, let's just go. The first question, because I've actually, since this whole idea, I've been wanting to ask you this since Saturday now. Usyk or Fury, who won? First of all, good. Okay, good, because I was worried. I had a little bit of me that goes, if you go Fury, this whole thing's not going to work, because, oh my God. Yeah, it was...
Just, though.
Just? Really?
By a round.
Oh, okay. I had it a lot wider than that, I'm not going to lie.
No, I didn't. I can understand why. Like, I know Usyk won, but I can also understand why Fury's family may be a bit annoyed they didn't win, if that makes sense.
I get that.
It does. Yeah. Like, I can understand Fury being a bit frustrated, but Usyk definitely won. But the margins were thin. I think if they do a rematch, anything can happen.
Yeah, it's just as close in the rematch. The thing, how did you have it close? Because for me, round one could go either way. I'm trying to remember it now. 2 and 3 were Usyk. 4, 5, and 6 were like Fury was brilliant. That's the bit I can't believe is how amazing
last
Fury
few
looked.
rounds he recovered really well against Usyk. I would say up to 7, he was there. Obviously, you get to 8 and 9, he started that was Usyk.
Yeah.
But then, like the rounds after that, Fury recovered really well.
Yeah.
I thought, and was able to get back behind the jab. It's a very difficult fight for judges to call. I feel like they're never ever going to be. They're always going to be scrutinised, judges in boxing, because I don't think they'll ever please everyone. To be brutally honest with you, like there's not one boxer on this planet or fan or any of us that can say to me, I'm going to watch this fight and collectively, as the whole world, we're all going to agree with these 3 judges, and that's it. It's never going to happen. So, yeah, judges it's a difficult one. Like, don't get me wrong, some of the cards that some of the judges have come up with are a bit, but majority of them, I don't think they'll ever be able to win and please everyone. Do you know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of people that thought Fury won. There's going to be a lot of people that thought Usyk won. It's just one of those things.
Yeah. Do you think it could have been stopped in round 9? Because I don't, personally. I don't think it should have been.
I think if that's any other boxer in the world, that fight gets stopped.
Agreed.
But I also think the referee may have taken into account Fury's ability to recover. And people will say to me in that clip, he didn't recover and he weren't able to. But I mean, like, his ability to be able to survive like that and come back as he did, completely fine.
Yeah, didn't go down.
I think as well, part of it is because it's an undisputed bout and it's in Saudi, and I just don't think I don't think they would allow it to be stopped on something like that.
Yeah, not unless it's like a big knockout, like a proper one-shot boom.
If that's
almost
in
like
Wembley
the AJ
Stadium,
one,
if that's in Wembley Stadium, that gets stopped.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Just trying to think. It's the fact he didn't go down. That's what saved them. If he had gone down much earlier, and there would have been time for him to get back up, just about.
It's difficult. If the ref had done his job, though, he would have seen as soon as he got that punch, his eyes were rolled back. That's the problem.
He was out.
It's where and that's where the ref is now maybe scrutinised and questioned. Maybe he won't. I don't know. I haven't really looked too much into it yet. But you know, we're in a sport where somebody from sort of local to me, Harrow, a boxer, died the other day at a pro show because of a shot to the temple. That was something obviously the ref couldn't avoid. It's just one of them things. But in fights like we see on the weekend, you look at fighters like Nick Blackwell who have come out of sport, out of boxing for that Eubank fight, and he's got permanent brain damage now. He's doing really well. I follow him on social media. He's doing really well. But I mean, like, what I'm trying to say to you is I thought the refs are there to and the officials should be there for the fighters. And I just think that anywhere else in the world that gets stopped on the health and safety, and I feel like that went out the window a bit in Saudi. But then part of it is because of his recovery, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but then I don't know. Should you actually take that into account? Because he was gone. Like in round 9, Fury was out. Doesn't he was on his feet, but putting Fury down and out is a whole different thing. Like you're not.
With the ropes? If he'd have gone down and he didn't hit the ropes, would you think he would have got back up?
Yeah.
So if he's not come off the ropes, because the ropes were keeping him up.
But I think he would get up. I think Fury's got that slightly mental aspect that you need to have. He will always get back up, but that's where you need the referee going, no, you're not, because that's where you need somebody else. Because Usyk is not, you're not going to stop Usyk. Usyk's as professional as they come. He will keep coming until either the points comes or you're knocked out.
Yeah.
And Usyk's a brutal finisher. I mean, you know, his record, like knockout percent or whatever, isn't crazy, but if he's got you hurt, I mean, we saw with Bellew, it's mental, that knockout. It's brutal. Like you can't expect Usyk to stop, because you can't do that in a combat sport. That's where the ref needs to step in, especially for guys like Fury, where they're not gonna accept it. Like we saw it with Wilder, and it's amazing. But you can argue in the Wilder fight that he was down for longer than 10 seconds, and maybe the ref should have, in the first fight, obviously. So it's odd, but we have an undisputed champion. We have an undisputed unified heavyweight champion of the world. I mean, that's amazing. It's
been
really
a long
amazing.
time, man. It's been a long time. And I think he will not be undisputed in 2 weeks. So I've heard.
yeah. His team have appealed it. But I don't know.
Do you know what, though? I respect it in the sense of, do you know what? Normally, I respect the IBF. They're being a bit a-holes because they knew there's a rematch clause. But I get it. It's taken so long for this fight, the pushback as well, people remember. So I see from IBF's point of view, IBF are the only board that actually make fighters defend their belt. That's a fact. Yeah. WBC Money Suleiman, that's what I call him. Money Suleiman. I can't stand him.
Really? You don't like him? I quite like him.
Just throw him a few quid and you get a shot at the title.
Well, yeah, 100%.
Literally, respectively, and I'm saying, I should be careful with certain things I say in case you ever meet these people, but I'm just going off what I've seen. I don't like the way WBC do business. As a boxing fan, take away the media stuff. I don't like the way, as a fan of boxing, I don't like the way they do business. I like what IBF are doing.
Do you know what? I actually agree. The IBF for me, the way so you remember with Cordina where he broke his hand or whatever, and they stripped him and made him interim. I like that. I don't think that was the right decision because he was coming back soon enough anyway. But I don't mind that because they just said it and then they did it within weeks.
Look what they done with Jaya Patel.
Yeah, exactly. There was no pissing about. There was none of this. Maybe not rumors. It was just all right, done. WBC. All of them really, except the IBF, they take their time. They like to put it out there and see what people think, and I don't respect that as much. I like the IBF; they're good. The only thing is, I mean, stripping Usyk, I get it, but you got to have a bit of a wider
because
view.
they knew
the
IBF knew that there'd be a 2-match deal.
Yeah.
From before this, so in this scenario, I get they want to do their belts, but I think if you say to Usyk, straight after the Fury fight, regardless of what happens in the second one, you have to defend your IBF. And if you don't, you will be stripped. I think that's fair. But then they get sanctioning fees. They need their sanctioning fees and all that. So, I suppose it's down to them. I think as well, to be honest with you, having more belts available, it's nice having an undisputed champion, but I don't think it's good at the same time. Because I think it stops fights from happening, potentially, in the sense of for undisputed fighters, if they had to defend their belt 4 times for every mandatory they do, they're fighting 3-4 times a year.
Yeah,
it's never going to happen.
No.
Never going to happen at any age, I think. So I don't think it's possible to keep undisputed, but to win it, unreal achievement. I think once you've won it, if you're undisputed champion for a week, 2 weeks, I don't think it matters. There's only been
No,
one
I agree.
since at
I agree with
heavyweight.
that, yeah.
There's only been one at heavyweight since Lennox Lewis. Now,
Yeah.
so, and I don't.
Also,
Yeah, will it happen again?
you could also put out Usyk beat Dubois, who's fighting Hergovich, the IBF #1. Usyk beat Joshua. Usyk beat Joshua before Usyk beat Fury. Like, he's beaten. The mandatories are great because they give people a chance despite selling points and all this.
Exactly.
But if you look at it from a point of like the heavyweight division has got 3 top guys, and there's other people that they need to. They might be that level, but we don't know yet. But Joshua, Fury, and Usyk are proven at that level. Actually, is Joshua proven? Yeah, Joshua is proven. Joshua
has to. Usyk's definitely proven. Obviously, undisputed cruiserweight, heavyweight. I think Joshua is more proven than Tyson Fury.
I agree with that, but my thought was, what's Joshua's best win?
Best win? It's probably Vladimir, isn't it?
Yeah. And I hate doing this because his resume is so much better than Fury's.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. You're gonna
Well, I'm gonna know. The thing is, I'm a massive Joshua fan. I prefer Joshua to Fury.
What's Tyson Fury's best win? Klitschko?
Yeah.
Don't say Wilder. Don't you?
No,
dare.
it is Klitschko. Wilder's in his own right done very well for himself, but he's overachieved massively. I really like Wilder, but
did you go back on the tapes and watch Stevern v Wilder? That stung. When he won the world heavyweight title.
Yeah.
But
Most of his fights are rubbish, but
yeah, I don't know. Joshua's defended his belt ball over when he was champion for me, and he had 3 belts to defend as well. Tyson Fury had the one in the last how many years? How many opponents has he fought? So
and legitimate,
and then obviously he lost to Usyk. He lost to Usyk. What's that?
Legitimate opponents that Tyson's fought as well. I mean, like Ngannou, Chisora, I'm not counting those.
But this is what makes me laugh here. Fury fans get on Joshua's back. They don't know. A lot of Fury fans have gone quiet now. And do you know what? I'm going to say this, and that's like a bit of a jest joke. But I actually wanted Fury to win for British boxing because I thought it'd be nice to see it. But if I'm honest with myself, Usyk had a very good chance of winning. I said he'd be a problem for you. I said it to you. I said he'd be a problem for Fury. But I would have liked to see Fury win, and I'd like to see Fury win a rematch. I don't have a problem with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is a prize fighter. He's the way he is. I have a problem with his fans. So like they're very biased in the sense of they were quick. They're quick to. So if you look at Tyson Fury's comeback fights before he fought Wilder, Otto Wallin, can anyone name me the other guy? Because I can't. I can't even remember him.
No. Can't remember his name, I'll be honest.
Yeah, so my thing is, people are like, Otto Wilder's a good win. Joshua fights him. Yeah, no, he's a bit washed up. And it's like, see what I mean?
Joshua's career is better than Fury's, I think, by a landslide and all. Just the resume, it will be remembered, but it's a better legacy. But I think Joshua needs that one big win.
I think Fury is a better boxer than Joshua. I'm not denying that.
Oh yeah.
I think Joshua is more of an athlete than Fury, and I think both parts have to play in the fight. I think the athlete comes out in the fight. I think Joshua's got more power, but I think Fury is a much better boxer. That's why it makes for such an interesting fight. Power v technique, isn't it?
It is, but I think that's downplaying Joshua's technique though.
Oh no, yeah, I'm saying Joshua's technique. Look at it like this, yeah. What I'm trying to say is, Usyk's one of the best technical boxers I've seen in a long time at that division and cruiserweight.
Yeah.
Long time. To beat Fury at that kind of game, yeah, you're elite. Fury is an elite boxer. Joshua is an elite boxer. But if I had to rank them, Usyk, Fury, Joshua.
I agree with that. Okay,
and there isn't a lot of people below them 3 that touch them, in my opinion. So they're elite within their own, in my opinion. And I think the Wilder Joshua fight's so one-sided. I think Joshua absolutely wipes the floor with him.
I actually don't. I'm not even interested in it, I'll be honest. As much as I am from a point of like, it just ends all of that shite with he would win that. Like, but that's we saw. I mean, Wilder is a slow starter and he gets hit. I don't think there's many people that hit harder than Joshua. Joshua will clean him, like properly clean him out.
And he can box as well, isn't it? That's the thing.
Oh yeah, and that's the other thing. I don't think Wilder would land clean. He will land cleanly at some point, but I think that point is way into the end of the fight. By which point the fight's done.
If Tyson Fury can put him down, Joshua 1,000,000% can put him down.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a fight I'm interested in. I mean, we'll see Wilder versus Zhang. And
I think he beat Zhang though.
Yeah, because I think Zhang's a lump. I'd really like him.
Zhang just suits his Zhang just suits his style. That's why I think he beats him. He doesn't move. He won't move. He's too old. And I'm just saying it how it is. Like, you know, when we start doing this like media stuff with the boxing here, did you ever think like at some point I'm gonna have to professionalize my opinions a bit? And I did. But I feel like I'm honest as it comes. I was honest with the Fraser Clark and Wardley fight, and I was wrong. I said that Fraser Clark Wardley will wipe the floor with Fraser Clark. And how wrong was I? Because that was one of the best fights I've seen for the last couple of years. So a big shout out to them both.
That was a massive
but when I made the prediction, I said Wardley would beat Clark comfortably. Clark's not been at that level. He's not got the technique. And I'm wrong. And I'll admit when I'm wrong. And you know what? I think if I saw them, I think that these boxers, the only thing that they would want is whatever you say on camera, you're honest with in real life. And I don't think someone can not respect you. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Oh, yeah, no, I agree with this.
So in the sense of, like, as a person, you don't know them. It's not like a dislike for his professional opinion. But going back to Wilder and Zhang don't move. He's like 40 years old. If he beats Wilder, where does he go from here?
That's the other thing. It's the same. So this week, Joe Joyce versus Chisora got announced. That's another thing that happened. That is, I know.
I'll watch it though. I'll watch it, but
yeah, of course. Yeah, but it's not like it's a retirement fight.
Nah, yeah, it's just we're old. Like, give us some money and we'll put on a show.
But it doesn't. Like, Chisora should have retired about 2.5 years ago.
Do you know what though? I think the last couple of years is probably the best shape I've seen him in as a boxer since. You remember, like, I was watching when David Haye fought him, and like I think the Chisora we saw the last couple of years was better than that Chisora, in my opinion.
Yeah.
In terms of he was a lot more controlled. He still has aggression, but it's controlled aggression. Whereas before he didn't have controlled aggression, in my opinion, or that's not how he conveyed himself in the ring. He's a smart businessman, and a very, very, very. He knows boxing. So I think he knows what he's doing. I think, like, I don't know where Joe Joyce goes. Chisora's honest though. He says he's in it for the money now. It's money for him. But where's Joe Joyce going?
Also, Chisora's got a good choice. Chisora's got a good chance against Joyce, by the way.
Yeah, but I'm saying
wild,
Joe Joyce,
crazy, all that that could work. I have no idea where Joyce goes.
Joe Joyce thinks that he's. I don't know if he still thinks it, but before he wanted to fight at world level. I don't think that. Going off recent results, looking at the fighters that are coming up, I don't see who he goes in against. I'd like to see the Dubois and Joe Joyce rematch.
Yeah.
I wonder how Dubois would do against him now. But then I don't think fighters. It's a different. Boxing's a weird sport because this person could beat that person, but then that person beats that person.
Yeah,
like there's no. It's just if someone's got your number, they got your number, innit?
I don't know where Joyce goes. I don't know because his age just doesn't benefit him to be fighting this level. Cash Ali was a good comeback fight, but he didn't look great in that. Not at all.
I don't think that was his fault though. I think Cash Ali wasn't very engaging in the fight.
Agree, but I think a better heavyweight would have just
sorted him down. Yeah,
it wouldn't have taken quite as long. Joyce is just I love him. Like his press conferences are hilarious because he's so just awkward. He does not like clearly doesn't like the cameras and stuff. Seems like a lovely guy. I've met him once. I met him for like 2 seconds. Got a photo with him. Seems like a really nice guy, but I don't know what Chisora brings that The Dubois rematch makes sense if Dubois loses to Hrgovic. If Dubois beats Hrgovic, then Dubois is not interested in.
No, he'll fight Joshua.
Yeah. And then if he does that, then that's crazy. But I don't think he would do that. I don't think he would.
I don't think at this stage of his career, Dubois is ready to fight Joshua. And I know people will say, well, what? You don't box. So what's your, that's always a line. You don't box. Listen, I'm a boxing fan, boxing fanatic, pundit. You're a pundit, boxing fan, everything. You're just a hardcore. We watch this all the time. Yeah, we go to fights. I've gone to gyms. I've done this. I've been everywhere. So I've been in and around it. I've done a little bit of training myself, but fitness. Don't fancy actually getting in and having a bout. I'll be honest with you. But I would like to do it one day though. But I just don't know. And no, sorry, I'm going back to my point. I just think, yeah, I can't see where they go. To be honest, yeah, not sure.
But because where is that? And also sometimes on your point of we are just pundits and stuff, we are, but that allows us to look at it from a bit more of an all-round thing, like in the money included side, because a promoter looks really just at money, bit of well-being for their fighters, of course. A fighter looks sort of tunnel vision. We've got that more rounded vision where we go, all right, Joyce could well beat. He's got the power. You could stick him in there with Usyk and he might land, and then, oh, look at that. But
what happened when they fought in the
anybody
amateurs?
cares about. So why
did
would
they
that
fight
happen?
in the amateurs?
They did, yeah. I've watched that fight. I'm near certain Usyk won, but I think it was quite close.
Yeah, amateur boxing's different though, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Usyk fought Beterbiev in the amateur. That is, by the way, one of the best amateur fights I've ever watched. You can see it on YouTube. It's so good.
Oh, really?
That fight's brilliant. Because they just beat each other to a pulp. It's so good. But like technically, not just, it's not just a war, obviously, with those two. But
it's mad though that Usyk was a middleweight and now he's undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
But he's a nutter.
Does this make it better than Canelo? Has to be. Has to be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say why, because Canelo Canelo ain't done to undisputed in 2 divisions, has he?
No, I think I think he unified 160 when
only Terrence and Inouye have done it.
Yeah, Terrence. Yeah.
So within their respective divisions, Usyk goes down as one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. If you're putting Lennox in that,
easily.
It's interesting though, because some people don't agree. It's mad. Like if you put Lennox in, you have to put. People come with that old spiel. Oh, it's not the same era. Fights are a bit harder, softer, and I'm like, yeah, all right, cool.
I don't care. There's not many people that in any time period that beat Usyk. Like it's I would say Lennox Lewis beats Usyk because he is the natural heavyweight and he was brilliant, like beyond brilliant actually. But if that from some alternate world that actually was happening and I had to decide on the night, I wouldn't know where to go because Usyk is stupidly good. And also, he's a big guy.
6'3", isn't he?
6'3.5". Yeah, he's a big guy. He's just not as big as Joshua Fury Wilder because those three are just weak.
Fury's not 6'5". How tall is Fury?
They say 6'9", but I'm not sure I believe that.
I've heard take an inch off that or something, maybe.
Yeah. I think 6'7.5", 6'8", but he's still a massive guy.
No, of course.
What's crazy? Usyk's got the same birthday, height, reach, and something else as Ali. It's like a ridiculous comparison. I can't remember. I don't. I'll be honest. I don't know if that's true. I know he's got the same height and reach. The birthday bit might not be. That might have been made up just to push the.
The Usyk's got the same height and reach as Muhammad Ali. That's interesting.
Very.
Considering how and this is a thing, yeah, there'll be a lot of fans who come out and say, I've never said this, I've never said that about Usyk. Like, before this fight, yeah, the amount of people that I've seen say, like he's a blown up this, yeah, Tyson Fury's right and all of that. And obviously Tyson Fury will talk because that is his job, to fight and build up the fight. I don't people get a bit funny here, but I can't knock him for doing what he's doing. Do I think his dad should have done what he done? No. He's not his dad though. He's his own person.
Yeah.
So for what Tyson Fury's going to do, he's going to say stuff to wind them up. That's fine. But unfortunately, a lot of people sit there and then you read the comments and it's like, yeah, you know, Usyk doesn't have any chance. And how many people dumped Joshua out for losing against Usyk?
Oh yeah.
So I'm waiting for all these same people come out of the woodworks now. I dare you.
No, they're waiting for October. They want that rematch.
They're waiting. Snap that, put it up. I said I need them because they've all gone missing. They've gone to an island somewhere. Where are the fans that were digging Joshua out for losing against Usyk? Now what?
Well, now suddenly Usyk's the best ever, so that's the thing. That's the change.
I always, once Usyk beat Joshua, even beforehand, I knew how good Usyk was personally, but afterwards it solidified it for me. Like, yeah, he's serious to do what he done against Joshua 1 and 2. And then that's why I said before the fight, don't be surprised if Usyk beats Fury.
No,
and he went and done it.
Chopping and changing. Do you know what? I watched his walkout, and I was watching it with my mum, and I watched his walkout, and I was like, yeah, no, I think Usyk's winning. Because it was just so, like, focused. He's just tunnel vision. All he wanted was to win. Whereas I think Fury obviously wanted to win, and he, like, I'm not saying that he didn't, but I think Fury's got a lot going on. I think he's a little bit muddled. I mean, we saw in his corner, by the way. I don't know if you've seen this, where you got John Fury, Andy Lee, and Sugar Hill. And Andy Lee, Sugar Hill, say what you want, advise him how you want. Not a problem with
Andy Lee and Sugar Hill, unreal coaches. Yeah, I hear it completely.
Why is John Fury talking over everybody else in his son's ear in an undisputed unified heavyweight fight, going,
this is the problem.
Use your jab more. Use the jab more. And it's like, mate, you need to sit. You need to be sitting with Paris on the sideline.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I think unfortunately, like the dad, like John's always going to be there. It's his son, and I get it. He wants to do everything. Tyson Fury's big enough and grown enough to make his decision to get him out of the corner. He's chose not to. That's on him. He should, because, you know, if I give you another example of a dad I don't think should be in someone's corner, Bill Haney. There's a bit of a correlation here. And I'll tell you why. Because I just think Bill Haney badly advises his son. He done a great job with him getting him to world level. But we saw it, drugs or no drugs, as I said before. We saw it. What he's telling his son to do in the ring, go and meet him in the middle. Well, he's got more power than you. That don't make sense.
Yeah.
With Fury, he should have been listening to the two coaches that were there. Very, very good coaches. I think they're some of the best in the world, them two. Andy Lee and Sugar. But I've got no idea why his dad was there. And I don't think his dad put a good advert up for the by headbutting the Usyk camp. It just baffled me a bit, to be honest.
No, it was one of those things. When I first saw it, I'll be honest, I was like, well, when I first saw the photo of his head bleeding, and I was like, all right, this is amazing promotion. Right or wrong, great promotion. Then I watched it, and I made my video on TikTok, and then I watched it back, and I was like, he actually he looks around and looks for the smallest one. Like, it's pathetic. It's actually pathetic. But apparently he got really badly told off for that, as he should. But
respectively, he's lucky he didn't get put in prison.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know what the Saudi laws are out there, but if he would have pressed charges,
well, they're strict,
the Ukrainian man, I don't know who it was that he got headbutted. I don't actually know his name, so I do apologize because that's quite rude. But the Ukrainian guy that was with Usyk, if he'd have pressed charges, big problems. He ain't getting out of that one. You know, your son's not fighting on. All right, my son's not fighting on the card. No problem. The law is, the sport's not bigger than the law. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, and you're right. We've had a technical. Hang on.
It's all right. I sort of feel that.
I'm not a fan of that bully boy tactic either, man.
No. It's
And
stupid.
I don't like people who are like that in general, to be honest, who throw their weight about and do it at any when I see people day to day. So of course when I see it on TV, I just thought, oh, what a dickhead.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's
no,
probably most people's views. And you can't be annoyed at people for thinking that.
I think
You
most
bring it on
people did.
yourself.
I think most people did. That's the thing when you first hear about it, it's like, oh, we're like at war, and then when you calm down and you realize that end of the day, it's just boxing. As much as I love it, or we love it, it is just boxing, and you're like, all right, nah, it's actually quite pathetic, especially
Yeah.
picking on that guy. Like of anyone, there was on bigger dons there that he could have headbutted.
Why
He picked
didn't
the
he
smallest.
pick? Why didn't he pick on who was standing right in front of him at one point? Get the photo of it and do this as a real, yeah. He was standing right in front of him. Why didn't he headbutt Usyk's promoter Alex Krasnich, who has, by the way, a vast MMA background? You know, like
Does he?
Alex, yeah. Usyk's promoter can fight. He's not just a promoter.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So I'm saying, why didn't you headbutt him? He's about the same size as John Fury.
I
Maybe,
think you know
but
why. I think you know why, mate.
well, I don't think it's
Oh,
because of his MMA background. I don't know how much MMA he done, but I think I read somewhere that his promoter did used to do a fair bit of. I don't know if it was boxing himself or something else, but he done something, and he's and then got into promoting. But he's not far off John Fury in terms of size. I
yeah.
don't know why he didn't headbutt him.
The whole thing's stupid. My final sort of question with the Usyk Fury, and I'm going to move on. We'll just move on to some like predictions. Is Usyk pound for pound number one for you? Because he is for me.
Yes, yes. Inouye second, Terence third.
Yeah. And
But that can change once Terence
when
fights.
slash if Crawford beats Madrimov, I think Crawford goes back
Terence
to
second. I think they're just gonna keep. I'm gonna keep swapping them around.
the thing that Usyk wins it over for me is the fact that he had a what was it, 37-pound difference in weight. That's pound for pound by definition.
Okay.
Like pure definition. I mean that oh my god. I was watching it just going, oh, I was going mental, jumping around. Oh, I want Bivol Beterbiev next. That's the next one that but obviously
Yeah.
Beterbiev's injured again, which is
But I don't know if he's gonna come back. You know,
it keeps
at
happening.
the level people want to see him at. He will come back because he's a warrior, and the career he's had is mental. But will we get the same Beterbiev at the level that we think we're going to see him at with this long injury level? Because I think who said it? Ben Whitaker said it in an interview with October Red, who's a very good. October does a very good boxing channel. She gets out to all the shows.
Yeah.
Big interviews. But she done an interview with Ben Whitaker, and I was watching it, and Ben Whitaker was talking about Beterbiev, and we're saying like he's really the issue that Beterbiev has got now is he's got what injury is it? His shoulder, isn't it?
Yeah, it was jaw for the Callum Smith. Now it's shoulder. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah. So the injury he's got to have some form of surgery on it, I believe.
Yeah.
So he needs a recovery period, which means realistically by September he won't be cleared to fight. Then he'll have to train. So you're looking at October potentially this year just to see Beterbiev out, maybe even longer. Now, when you're 39, 40 years old, that's very difficult. Look at Kovalev when he went up to cruiserweight. Well, he went up to cruiserweight his last fight, didn't he? But look at Kovalev coming back off of his layoff. He's got to retire now. That's a world champion, 3-time world champion that I loved watching. But when you have to call it a day, you got to call it a day.
I don't know, but I don't want to start saying that personally just because I think Bivol will outbox him. And I don't want it to be this, I don't want this underlying context that Beterbiev was too old because Beterbiev's last before. I know that's not what you're saying, but Beterbiev, I think we've been saying, Anthony Yard might have the age on him, Smith might have the age on him, and he's done a job on. I mean, the Yard fight was amazing, actually quite close up until.
But is Yard and Smith in Bivol's level at all?
Oh, no chance, no chance. But then that's what I'm saying is that don't be surprised if Bivol outdoes him. But I don't know if it's an age-related thing because
Beterbiev might outbox him, but I think he'll lose on speed, just for the speed of Bivol.
But then it's a case of if Beterbiev has one round where he beats Bivol to the punch, that could be it. That's the.
Mm.
I don't
We'll
think
see
that
how
happens.
he comes back.
I don't
But
think
when
that
he
happens.
comes back, he ain't. Will he fight this year?
No,
This is the thing.
I think it'll be 2025 when we see that.
And the
As
thing
long as
is,
Bivol keeps active.
yeah, and this is the thing. Bivol's fighting on the card on the 1st of June, just on the undercard now, not as a main card. So, and if he has another fight in a couple of months, that's 2 up on Beterbiev in the next.
Yeah.
So
well, he might be
the
forced
issue,
to fight Boatsy. So
he might be forced to fight Boatsy.
well, if WBA don't get any sort of Beterbiev is going to come back or whatever, I don't see why they won't force it, especially because Boatsy Yard is just nothing's happening with that. So
Yard's not got a manager at the moment, though, has he? He's not got. He's not signed to them.
But actually, WBA actually asked Boatsy Yard to sort that out because they want a final eliminator. But maybe they'll just call it and go, do you know what? That's not going to happen. So Boatsy, you step in. But I don't know. That's complete. That's just me speculating. That there's no actual evidence of that. But final thing then, because I think we've actually covered everything. I'm not going to cut the Ryan Garcia drug stuff happened today, and I've not looked into it enough to know. I know that his B sample was positive, but I think we'll maybe next week. But for now, we'll just give that a rest because let more come out about that. We've got probably the domestic fight that I'm most excited for at the moment, Catterall Taylor. Who have you got? Or Catterall Taylor 2, I should say.
I've got Taylor winning, and I just want to say as well, I've got my boy Ellie Sora on the undercard to beat Chef Clark.
Chef Clark, yeah, that's a good fight.
Yeah.
That's
Sorry, I had to throw that one in there, man.
Oh no, that's absolutely fine. Well, that's a really good British fight, British title fight, proper fight. That excited for that. Catterall Taylor's on. So you've got Taylor. It's a bit.
Yeah, I think Taylor's going to be too good for him.
Really.
I think he's fought a higher level caliber of opponent to Catterall in the last couple of months. I think the long layoff for this title shot, and even the delay recently with Josh Taylor's injury, I think it doesn't benefit Catterall in the slightest. And I like Catterall. I think he's a good boxer, but I just think Taylor's going to beat him. And I this clip might go up, and his manager might put a comment under it and say you got nothing, because his manager likes to get on Instagram and talk was all the time. So he might have a gander on this and say like you don't know what you're talking about. But if I don't, give me stick. If I do, come back in the other comment and when we speak then. So yeah, but no, I like both of them. Jokes aside, I like both of them. But I like Josh Taylor. I always have done. I just think he's a good boxer. If I'm going for my box, sorry.
I was saying, oh yeah. He's his undisputed's underrated, massive.
Yeah, and if I'm going off who I want, I'm probably looking at it like who I want to win is probably Josh Taylor.
Okay, that's interesting. That you might be a bit rogue on that one. I think a lot of people want Catterall to win, including me. I'll be honest.
I like I'm always gonna support the villain in it. I think he's not getting enough support. Now listen. The way they've done the cards, unreal. They'll both earn loads of money from it. Oh. They've built the fight up like really well. I'm sure after the fight there'll be a mutual respect there. I don't think they're gonna like each other, but there'll be a mutual respect there. There'll be a mutual respect there. Though there always is after boxing matches, unless he feels like he gets hard done by again.
Oh yeah. Oh, that'd be just.
But I think you've just got to call it a day after two. Yeah, if they get this wrong again, big problems.
Yeah, I think Catterall will do it. I'll be honest. I think Catterall will do it. I think that anger, the fact that he was denied, and the fact that the opportunities that have come since then have not been Teofimo Lopez, have not been, his Linares was a great. Wasn't a great fight.
Linares was at the end of his career, though.
Yeah, it was a good like one on the resume to say that you've got that win, but Catterall, no, that's not the best win to have. the Josh Taylor one is what he wants. I think Carroll will do it. I really, really like Taylor and wouldn't be surprised if Taylor absolutely outdoes him, I'll be honest. But I do think Jack Catterall's actually a seriously underrated technician. I think he's properly good. But we'll see. And then Chev Clark Elisoro. I'll back Elisoro as well. We'll
Go
do
on
that
then.
as well.
Let's go. Come on, Ellis.
To be fair, I don't even know. I actually couldn't call that, even if it's a really close fight.
You know that event on the 22nd I spoke to you about?
Yeah.
If you come, you might see the title there as well, man. We'll see. Yeah, because
Well,
he's coming.
I've probably got a job now, so I've actually got money, so I might be able to get down. But...
He's give me a shout, but he's coming to that event in Crystal Palace.
All right, cool.
It's all arranged. So we're getting him down. So I'll say yeah. It's all good. I'm seeing the woman on Saturday, so I'll speak to her about it, getting you on.
Yeah, cool. I appreciate that one. Finally, is there anything else? What else is happening this week? Nothing really. So we'll wait till next week. Right. Thank you very much for joining us. Subscribe, like, go to Boxing Corner Casuals, of course. There's some great interviews over there. There's some great interviews over here on Hope Boxing. And all the social media, Spotify, everything, just everything. And and then you'll be happier in life. That's how it works. So thank you very much.
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Exactly. Listen to the man.
I did want to swear there, but I thought I'd better not.